what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and Saquon Barkley is the best player in the NFL, and he should win MVP. And I know MVP has historically been a quarterback award, but Saquon has changed the narrative because he is having a historic season. And there were people that questioned as to why the Philadelphia Eagles would give a running back $37 million. Well, you do that when that running back is a generational player, and that is exactly what Saquon is. I mean, he has everything you would want a running back to have. He has the size, the strength, the speed. He has elite body control. He has elite stop-start ability. And the thing I love about him the most is that when he sees a hole, he's going to run through it. You're not going to be able to catch him because he's one of the more athletic players in the NFL. He is on pace to break Eric Dickerson's rushing record. ED ran for 2,105 yards back in 1984. Saquon is on pace to rush for 2,150 yards. And y'all, I think Saquon has won the Eagles 3 games this year. I think against the New Orleans Saints, he won in that game because he had 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, including a 65-yard touchdown that really broke the game over for them. And then against the Washington Commanders, he had a 39-yard touchdown that basically sealed the deal. And then on Sunday against the Los Angeles Rams, and in that game, he had 255 yards. But in the fourth quarter, he had a 72-yard touchdown to put the game out of reach. So Saquon is a clutch player. He's a closer. And y'all, here's a really great stat for y'all. Saquon has 920 yards and 7 touchdowns in the second half of games. And what does that mean? That means that when the Philadelphia Eagles need him the most, he comes up for them. And I think he has been just a revelation for this offense because the Eagles were a good team last year, but we saw down the stretch, they really struggled. They went on a 3-game losing streak, and during that 3-game losing streak, they did not score 20 points in any one of those games. They really struggled to find and establish an identity offensively. But this year, their identity is, hey, we're going to use this offensive line to Saquon Barkley just to carry us to victories. And although, you know, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert, they're still doing their thing, man, Saquon has done so much for this Philadelphia Eagles offense. He basically makes them unstoppable because when you having to deal with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith on the outside, and you got Dallas Goedert, running all the intermediate mouse in the middle of the field, it just makes this offense very difficult to defend. And then they can just give it to Saquon, and he's gonna do the rest, man. So I've been so happy for him. You know, Saquon has had to overcome so much during his career. Obviously, early on with the New York Giants, he had a ton of success, but then in 2020, 2021, he dealt with injuries. Then he had that comeback season in 2022, and then last year, unfortunately, he wasn't able to replicate that success due to bad quarterback play, due to bad offensive lines, due to a lack of weapons. But now he plays on a team that has those things, and we see why Saquon Barkley is one of the most dynamic players in NFL history. Not just right now, y'all. I really feel like Saquon is one of the more dynamic players in NFL history, and it's just been great to see him week after week after week go out there and do his thing. So again, I think Saquon should win MVP. I'm personally going to be upset if he does not win it because that's going to show me how messed up the NFL is. Y'all, we got to get out of this way of just thinking that quarterbacks do everything for their teams. No, they have other players they have to rely on. As you can see with the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts, man, he has definitely benefited from having Saquon Barkley there. So let's give Saquon his respect. He's been the best player. He's been the most dominant player. He should be the MVP. This is great for running backs, y'all. We see that running backs still matter. When a lot of people think running backs don't matter anymore, they feel like you can just get any old running back and he's going to get the job done. Just ask the Dallas Cowboys that. They're using Rico Dow and a washed-up Ezekiel Elliott. They have one of the worst rushing attacks in the NFL. You need a really good running back to win games. Saquon has proven that, man. So Saquon Barkley, my brother, keep doing your thing. This was another episode of the ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. Remember, y'all, laughter is good medicine. So what? Make sure you get your daily dose. Y'all know I'm going to end it, man. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.